Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
You have these goals that you want to achieve, that I want to get a PPO in an MNC, and I want to achieve this, and I want to become the marketing head of a company. But what do you need to do to achieve that? How do you break it down? What is it that you need to do today, in the next 2-3 hours, or every day, that is going to help you achieve your goals?
Hello and welcome to the third episode of India's most inspiring women managers. My name is Poshan and I take pleasure in welcoming the woman who has cured and convinced many individuals throughout her career. She's a doctor, specifically a physician, and a marketing manager at Phillips. Dr. Shubhra Chakraborty, it's a privilege to have you with me today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Team Inside IIM. It's a pleasure to be here.
Let's dive in. Dr. Shubhra, you've been a product of the Kota factory. You went there to become a doctor. How would you describe that experience?
I think one word to describe that experience is surreal. Because when you're pushed into the ecosystem of coaching centers at the age of 15, 16, you're very young at that time. It is very difficult to have the tools to cope with that much pressure. Having said that, my time in Kota was a huge learning experience. The reason being, Kota is the hub where you get students from across the country. And I've seen students who had nothing, who were barely able to afford the coaching that they took there. They took loans to come and get the coaching. And their only aim was to crack that entrance exam and to get selected over there. So one thing that I learned in Kota was resilience. Come what may, my fight will go on, my efforts will go on. I will not give up.
Wow, that sounds inspiring. So at a very young age, you had this learning, you took it, you went on to become a doctor, and you began working in the state of Madhya Pradesh, you said. What was that experience like for you?
During my time in Madhya Pradesh, when I was working in the rural and tribal areas, I had observed a lot of small children, especially small babies, suffer and die due to malnutrition. And I cannot tell you the pain it causes when you see small babies, die due to something that can be controlled, it can be treated, it can be managed very well. So that is why I decided to do something about it. And after a lot of trial and error and a lot of research, I came up with my own product called Poshan, which was a peanut-based malnutrition paste, and it was used to treat severe acute malnutrition amongst the children over there. I was very lucky that I got partnership and I got mentorship from the incubator program of Confederation of Empowerment Initiatives, which is an international development agency who have extensive grassroots work in the interior areas of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. So that period of my life and that experience really taught me a lot in the value of entrepreneurship, in the value of innovation.
Wow, that sounds like an inspiring journey, Dr. Shubhra, already. And it's not even the full journey you've had. After becoming a doctor, you decided to do an MBA. What is it that informed that decision for you? What was it that was missing in your life that you thought the MBA would fulfill for you?
I was an intern with CI Live project where I got to work on various businesses. As an intern, they give you grassroots knowledge of how to execute end-to-end business problems. That is the time when I realized that I had a knack for business, especially I had a knack for marketing, because when we were working in the rural areas, I have no other way of putting it, but I fell in love with marketing. I fell in love with business, and I very strongly realized that, this is something that I have to pursue.
Most students do an MBA straight out of college or after working for 1 or 2 years, but you were a doctor already when you decided to do it. So what was that experience like for you at that point?
It was a completely new world. When I started with MBA, I had no idea about PowerPoint. I had no idea about Excel. Everybody in the campus just called me doctor. And when I entered into MBA, and I think all the MBA students who are watching this, they can relate with me. It's very confusing. We need that direction, or we need that guidance. Not the kind of gas or faff that we are talking about, but actual tangible, actionable guidance that you do step 1, step 2, step 3, and this is the result that you will get. So you have these goals that you want to achieve, that I want to get a PPO in an MNC, and I want to achieve this, and I want to become the marketing head of a company. But what do you need to do to achieve that? How do you break it down? What is it that you need to do today, in the next 2-3 hours, or every day, that is going to help you achieve your goals? So breaking down my goals into actionable, tangible targets is something that I learned while I was interning at CI Live Project, because that is the time when I realized that I needed to boost my CV. And another thing that really helped me was competing in business competitions. So I have competed and won over 22 business competitions during my MBA tenure. I had wonderful teams with me. I got to work with such talented, brilliant people, and also it was a lot of fun.
I also want to talk about your current role, Dr. Shubhra. You said you're working as a marketing manager at Phillips. I want to understand, what is it that you do as in that role? What is the day in the life of a marketing manager like?
Okay, so currently I'm working as the zonal head of sales and marketing of Phillips Respironics in Gujarat. So I get to see the entire sales and the entire marketing and how to grow the business. So it is a lot of speaking with different kinds of people. It is literally speaking with different people all the time and getting your work done and convincing them that why your work needs to get done on a priority basis. At the same time, if there are people, who are working in MNCs, or who are working where you have a distributor management system, where a company has different distributors, dealers, and channels, then again it is interacting with your distributors, with your channels. Then again it is interacting with a separate team to finalize a kind of marketing plan that you have. And then it is also a lot of numbers, a lot of Excels, a lot of projections. So if you want to work in marketing, it is a combination or an amalgamation of a lot of different skills.
Dr. Shubhra, what are the skills that you think every individual wanting to get into marketing sales or already working in marketing sales should have?
So the first skill that you should have are really good communication skills and confidence, because in marketing you will be giving a lot of presentations, you will be explaining your vision to the senior executives. You will have to speak and communicate efficiently a lot. The second thing that will differentiate you as a marketer is storytelling. And many people, they think, storytelling light, halka fulka sa kuch hai. Maybe I have to tell a story. No, numbers tell a story as well. Data tells a story as well. Processes tell a story as well. So you have to have that art of weaving your data, your presentation into a narrative, into a form of story, so that you are able to grab the attention of the person you're giving the presentation to, or you are able to grab the attention of the client. The third thing that marketing needs, it is very, very important. In fact, it is the most important thing, to know and understand the psyche or the psychology of your customer. If you are selling an electronic product, so then try looking at it from the customer's viewpoint. Try living like him, try thinking like him or her. What do they go through? How is the purchasing cycle? What are the steps in that? What are the levers that motivate a person to buy a certain product? So consumer research, consumer analysis, understanding the consumer and the customer is very important. And how do you know that, or how do you learn that? Through sales. If you have done sales, then you understand the customer. After that, now because things are moving digitally, so good data analytical skills, good data visualization skills, forecasting, predictions. So the data and the technical part of your job is also very important. Finally, social media marketing is an integral part of marketing nowadays. You have digital marketing, you have social media marketing. So these are things that cannot be ignored anymore. So along with your basic marketing, because I know most of the students in this audience must be studying Kotler. Apart from that, you have to equip yourself with digital tools, social media marketing, and branding tools as well.
What are the things you think students can do in order to build a profile that fits the marketing or sales job really well?
So the biggest advice that I give to all the students in undergrad, because I take a lot of webinar sessions in BBA and BCom colleges, even in engineering colleges and a lot of the IITs, take up as many projects as you can. Do not limit yourself in a box. कि मैं इंजीनियर हूँ, मैं IT में ये करूँगा, I'll do engineering, then for 2 years I'll work in Infosys Wipro, उसके बाद मैं MBA का CAT दूंगा, उसके बाद मैं MBA करूँगा, because this is a set timeline that probably others are following. That doesn't mean you have to follow it. So take up as many projects as you can, and they don't necessarily have to be in the subject that you are studying. Explore as much as you can, and the best way to do that is take up live projects, take up internships, work for organizations, lead initiatives, take up initiatives, start things. अगर आपके कॉलेज में नहीं हो रहा, आप उसे शुरू करिए. If right now, because I understand hiring is a little slow and projects are a little slow, it's okay. There are a lot of startups who need help with their marketing, with their social and digital media marketing. So take up as many projects as you can.
What do you think is the difference between the role of a sales head and the role of a marketing head?
So sales is again management, but sales enables you to know your customer very well. Why? Because you're selling directly to the customer. Again, many people, when they think of sales, they think that, I'll directly have to go. And I've had a student ask me this question: Will I have to do door-to-door sales? मुझे जाके बेचना होगा क्या? So see, majority of the time, it will not be like that. You will be handling distributors, you will be handling channel owners, channel managements, and dealers. So it will give you a lot of knowledge about your product, the pros and cons, how to pitch it in the market, how to sell it in the market, what are the different kind of customers, and how do you pitch the same product to them in different ways. And that is something which is exciting and a huge learning experience. The harder part of sales is it is full time. There are no offs. There are no weekends, there are no timings. You get calls throughout the day and you have to put out fires, you have to troubleshoot a lot. Again, that is a learning experience in itself. It is a bit more hard work, but believe me, it is worth it. Now, when you come to marketing, it is a bit more of the big picture items. So even in marketing, you have 3 different kinds of categories. You have short-term marketing, medium, and long-term marketing. So in short-term marketing, it is about, converting, your marketing plans have to enable the sales team to convert their customers. That, for a salesperson to sell a product, he will need a lot of things. He will need a pitch. He will need a narrative. He will need collaterals. When he goes and pitches to a customer, he will need collaterals and a kind of story that he's telling. And you get to come up with that. Again, that is not easy. You have to interact a lot with customers to come up with that. So that is short-term marketing, conversions. Then you have medium-term marketing. So what is medium-term? In that you have awareness. You are the channel, or you are that entity in the company that is creating awareness about your product or service amongst markets. India is a very, very diverse market. हमारे यहाँ बोलते हैं कि कोस कोस पे भाषा बदलती है. So you go a little further and the language changes, the food, the people, everything changes. So you have to be able to adapt your marketing plan to the local sensibilities of the people. So it is about creating awareness. And long-term marketing is about brands. You have to do brand building of your product, of your company, and your service. So long term, it is more of big picture, where you are responsible for creating and brand building in your company. Sales comes with targets. You have quarterly targets. In some companies, I think you have monthly targets as well. So the pressure is on you throughout. Again, I think that helps you acclimatize yourself into how a corporate setup works, because ultimately business is about numbers. And there are many people who think, marketing mein to aaram rahega, wahan pe itna pressure nahi rahega. That's not true. I have seen marketing managers work twice as hard than sales to convert and create results out of your marketing plans. So in sales you have actual sales numbers, which are your sales targets. In marketing you will have KPIs, that are key performance indicators. So you have different KPIs, you have different lead generations, you have different conversion numbers. And you have like if you have a digital campaign that is launching, then you will need a viewership mapping, that is how many lakhs of viewers have actually seen it, then how many of them have clicked on it, that is the conversion rate that we are talking about. So marketing is equally high pressure, and there are equal KPIs that you have to convert. They are different kind of KPIs, but again, they are targets in their own way. The marketing that we study in our MBA colleges, very flowery, very rosy, where we are doing social media marketing and hum branding uska kar rahe. Believe I have done all of this. I myself have also done all of that. It is a little different, but again, if you figure out the ropes and you're passionate about it, it is truly wonderful and a very good learning experience. So if there are students who are interested, please go for it.
What are the career options in terms of roles for students wanting to get into the function of marketing?
If you are from a marketing and sales specialization, you will be starting with sales. Fresh out of a B school, you have a management trainee program where you are put across different verticals, even if you are in marketing or you are in sales, so that you get a flavor of what the company is about. After that, for marketing and sales, you will be initially put in a sales position. Why do they do that? Even if you are from the top IIMs, you are from ABC, everybody is put into sales roles so that you can learn the processes, you can learn the product, and you can learn the customer at a deeper level. So normally it is 1 to 2 years, depending on your performance, depending on the kind of roles that are available. And after that, you kind of transition into more marketing based roles. Now coming to roles, you have a basic sales manager roles, that is area sales manager, then you have zonal heads, then you have a regional sales manager role, which you will get if you have a bit of experience. You need minimum 10 years of experience, so I won't go into that. Then in marketing also, you have different kinds. You have marketing research. You have a lot of consulting companies over there. So you have marketing research, you have marketing analytics, where you do analytics of the data that is provided. Then you have market execution roles as well, where they are in charge of how the marketing plans are executed across the different territories. Then you have a normal general marketing manager who oversees everything in those roles. In freshers, I have seen a lot of business development and market development roles, and you have a lot of social media marketing roles as well, which I've seen open up. And you have a couple of management roles which you can progress to if you do well in the initial roles. So believe me, if I was an undergrad, I would do these roles happily and with a lot of hunger. Why? Because I get to learn about the business.
I want to ask you, what is a message that you would like to share with our young audience that you think can help them through their journeys?
So when you are finding yourself confused, or when you find that, I don't have avenues, companies hire nahi kar rahi abhi, there is a hiring freeze going on, there is, CTC come hai, or, I don't see where my path is going. Believe me, we have all been there. I have been there personally as well. It is hard, but you will get over it. Another thing and another advice that I would give to students is reach out to as many people as you can. Reach out to, if you are on LinkedIn, reach out to the thought leaders, reach out to the corporate people who you think have your dream job. It's okay if they are not responding. आप 10 लोगों को contact करोगे, एक तो करेगा, 20 को करोगे, 2 करेंगे. So one thing again which I learned through CI Life Project, and this is something that will really make a difference. Don't focus on the no's, focus on the yes. Always dive deeper into the yeses, because when we face rejection, believe me, we all face rejection. I've faced it multiple times. It is very disheartening. It is, it decreases our confidence, and especially when you are young. School में आप एक क्लास के बाद दूसरी क्लास के बाद तीसरी क्लास करते, you don't face rejections that much. So when you're suddenly faced with it, it can get difficult. So always focus on the yeses. Always focus on the people who are there to support you, who are there to uplift you. If someone is not responding, if you did not convert an offer, if you did not convert an internship, it's okay. You move on.
Definitely. I mean, phenomenal journey, Dr. Shubhra. Started from the Kota factory, ended up benefiting thousands of people, be it rural, urban, students, young adults, every sort of population you've reached through your work. And I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I also want to thank Sukanya Das, who is the lady who nominated you for the She Inspires Me campaign. And on the screen, you will now see the reason why Dr. Shubhra inspires Sukanya. In the comments, you can also tell us whether her story inspires you, whether you have questions for her, what you think about the video. And you can also reach out to her. We'll put her LinkedIn in the description. The other thing I want to share with the audience is that today we mark the end of the Women's Month campaign that we ran on the Inside IIM platform. This initiative has enabled us to reach out to thousands of women students and professionals and bring out their stories to the audience. The goal of the She Inspires Me campaign was to bring out the stories of women who are really good at what they do. And I am so glad, Dr. Shubhra, that I got the opportunity to have you on the platform with us and share your story to the audience. It's been a privilege hosting you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Oshin and team Inside IIM. It was truly a pleasure to come on your platform and share my journey. The last bit that I'll say, I've been a huge fan of Inside IIM right since, before my MBA, when I decided that I wanted to get into MBA, because I was a doctor and I didn't know much about this field. So at that time, my coaching center teacher from Career Launcher, he said that there is this platform called Inside IIM. You should definitely check it out. I think it is definitely going to help you in your journey and get perspective as well. So this is for the Inside IIM team. I have followed this platform. I have seen it grow, with my own eyes, and I'm really privileged to partner up with Inside IIM. Thank you so much for this wonderful session.